Alright guys, good morning. It's nice to hear from you again. For this week, we are only doing a checkpoint. Okay, there's no lessons or anything. This is the goal, to get this checkpoint done. We're going to have a video starting right now for this. And just to go over some information, it's page 309 and 310 in your Go Math book. I have to get pictures from you. Okay, so your teacher has to get pictures from you. So if Miss Sanford kids, make sure you get pictures to her. Mr. Pernay kids, make sure you get pictures to me. That can be done through texting, through email, Remind 101, Dojo. Okay? Because we're going to have to enter these scores in a DMAC. Me and Miss Sanford are doing that for you. So we have to get pictures. If you are doing online, I'm going to read through this module, and you can literally just put your answers on a regular piece of paper, okay, if you want to, and then just send us a picture of that. Or you can have your answers on the module assessment itself and then just send us a picture of that. Either way is fine. So you can have your answers on here, or you can have your answers on a regular piece of paper. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to read through this, and that way everybody can have a chance to hear all of the questions. I'll probably even give you some tips and strategies on here, and then after I read through that, I will have a little kind of tip part of the video that shows you some strategies and stuff that'll basically be a help page, or like a help part of the video. So people that are good to go, you can just watch me read through this. People that need extra help, just hang around after I finish reading this, and I'll have some tips for you that'll help you on this module 8 assessment. Okay, so once again, we are on page 309, 310, okay, in the Go Math book, and this is the purple page, as I call them. And the number one is asking for a vocab word. So here's your three options that you can pick from. And it is blank are numbers that are easy to compute mentally. Okay, so that's saying what can be done in your head. Counting numbers, compatible numbers, products. Alright, if you look for these are actually in the very back of the book. And let me show you real fast where that is. I'm going to go to the C's real quick. Big hint. And let's see. Counting numbers. That is on page. It says counting number right here. Counting number. A whole number that can be used to count a set of objects, starting with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. The next one is compatible numbers. Alright, compatible numbers. Okay, here's compatible numbers. Numbers that are easy to compute mentally. Okay, and then the last one is products. Product is an answer to a multiplication problem. Okay, alright, for number 2, it says explain how to find 40 times 50 using mental math. Explain how to find 40 times 50 using mental math. So you could just say on here, I would multiply blah 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 and then do blah 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 to get my answer. Okay, as long as you're explaining that. Just explain the math that you do in your brain. Number 3, what is the first estimate in 56 times 27? So what's the first step in finding the estimate for 56 times 27? Okay, once again, if you do not know how to do that, wait till I read through this and I'll show you how. Number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. They're all just multiply any way you want to. And notice in here there's a lot of zeros. So hint, use the zeros, multiply your facts, add your zeros at the end. I'm going to do one example right now just to show you. I'll do number 6. So if you look at this, I could set this up like this, but it's asking you to do any way you want to. I would not do it like that. What I would do is I would see, okay, there's 12 and there's 1. 12 times 1 is 12. I see 2 zeros at the end of my number, so I can add 2 zeros to the end. Easy. Answer is 1200. So if you use these zeros to your advantage, these are pretty easy. Okay, moving down. Number 10. This one says estimate, so be careful, you have to do that. Once again, if you don't know how to do that, wait till after the video and I will show you how. So these you have to estimate and then get your answer. You don't multiply and then round your answer. You never do that. You always round the numbers first, then you get your answer. Okay? So number 10, 11, 12, you're estimating on those. 13, 14, and 15. All they're wanting to do is find the answer. That's it. And good news, the answers are literally in these boxes. So we've done a video on these, okay, these area model boxes. Remember, if you can just take the sum of these, you're good, okay, and you'll have your answer. If you don't want to add those, then you can just multiply these the way you would want to. So you could just do 13 times 13, 17 times 36. But once again, they've already kind of done the work here for you. So you could use mental math to add these up. You've got a little space over here if you want to add them up as well. Alright, so first page is not too bad. It's all just kind of regular old multiplication stuff. So if you can multiply, you're totally fine. Back page. Alright, back page. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star type questions with words. Okay, and I'm going to read through these. So this is number 16. Alright, number 16. Miss Trainer's class is taking a field trip to the zoo. The trip will cost $26 for each kid. So each kid is $26. Okay, each student's $26. There are 22 kids in the class. There's 22 of them. Alright, so we've got 22 kids. Which is the best estimate? So once again, you're estimating something. Alright, actually in this one you're estimating everything. I would probably say for this one that you probably aren't going to estimate 22, but we'll look at this one in a minute and we'll see, okay? Because usually you would just we would estimate your money amount, but on this one we'll double check that just to make sure. We'll do it both ways. That might be a freebie that I give you guys. Okay, 17. This one says Tatum wants to use a partial product to find 15 times 32, which shows a way to find 15 times 32. We did a video last week with partial products. Partial products is when you have 15 times 32, and we talked about what's actually multiplying in here. You would start off with 2 times 5. Then you would end up doing 2 times 10, remember, because that one's in the tens place. So then you would end up with 2 times 10. So if you work out, there's 2 more of these, okay? There's 2 more. If you work this out, the steps, and you just think about what you would actually multiply, remember, that's not a 3, and that's not a 1 right there. You got to think about what I'm saying, and just find the one that has those 4 small partial products, and you'll get that. Okay, number 18. Mike has 16 baseball cards. Nico has 17 times as many baseball cards as Mike does. How many baseball cards does Nico have? Use an array to help you. Okay, you don't have to use an array right here if you don't want to. If you did use the array, remember how we set these up, and it was 17, so 10 with 7, and what was the other number? 16, so 10 with 6. Or you could just come over here and do 17 times 16, either way. Number 19. Mary and her sister Emma are saving their money. Mary has saved 45 dimes. Okay, so Mary has saved 45 dimes. Emma has saved 20 times as many as Mary. So Emma, right? Yeah, Emma has saved 20 times as much. So that's pretty obvious right there. We're doing this, and that would give us Emma. Alright, so you can do your 0 strategy there and just do your 45 with your 2 and then add your 0 in the end. You should be good. Okay, last one. Number 20. Miss Jones places 3 orders for school t-shirts. Okay, so we have 3 orders. So order 1, order 2, order 3. Let me scoot that up a little bit. There you go. Order 1, order 2, order 3. Each order, okay, so each one of these, each order has 16 boxes of shirts, and each of those boxes holds 17 shirts. So each one of these, okay, each one of these has 16 boxes, and every one of those boxes has 17 shirts. So that's 16 times 17 in each box. Let me zoom in here a bit. 16 times 17. 16 times 17. So there's a lot of ways you could do this one, okay? But what I'm trying to tell you is that the order itself was 16 boxes times 17 shirts per box, and then you've got 3 of those. Okay, so make sure you grid that one in. Alright, now let me give you a couple of tips. If you're doing this with me, you can just reverse the video, and if you're going to be one of the kids that puts these answers on regular paper, just reverse the video, go backwards in the video, and then just pause it where I am, and then you can just read it right off the screen and you can put it onto your paper. So just go back, and if you want to do these right here, just pause it as the video goes. Okay, now it's help time. Alright, so we're going to look at some tips. So if everybody, you're good to go, you don't need me anymore, go bust this thing out, get me a picture of it, okay? Everybody else, here's a couple of tips. First thing is using mental math. So we're going to use mental math. That's going to be all your ones that had zeros. So if they had something like 70 times 40, alright, all you would have to do is 7 times 4 is 28. Take your 2 zeros, add them on the end, and you're good. Something like 18 times 30. Okay, if you had something like that, and I saw a bunch of those like this, because that whole section 4 through 9 is what I'm kind of looking at right here. So this is what they're doing. So for this one, you can just take the 18, so you take the 18, and then just take the 3, multiply that like you normally would. 8 times 3 is 24. 3, 4, 5. I only see 1 0 in this one. 540. Alright? Alright, here's the big one, because this is a few that I saw on here. So let's look at estimating. Alright, estimating products. So if we have 18 times, I don't know, let's say 58. Okay, 18 times 58. Well, you look at these numbers, they didn't tell you what to round to, so you're going to round to the biggest place possible, and then you just stop and you think, okay, is that closer to 10 or closer to 20? Well, 18 is pretty close to 20, so this would round to 20. Then you look at this one. Alright, is that close to 50 or is it close to 60? Well, 58 is pretty close over here, so that would be 60. Then you do the strategy that I just showed you. You do your mental math. 2 times 6 is 12. Count the zeros, 2 zeros, done. Alright, let me do one more of those. I'll do, let's try 42 times 79. Okay, so once again, it's either close to 40 or it's close to 50. This one's either close to 70 or it's close to 80. Well, look at this. Remember, the rule is if the second number is 5 or more, it gets bigger. That is not 5 or more, so this is going to round to 40. This one over here, look at the second one. It's a big one. That's the biggest you can get, 9, so this is going to round to 80. Do your mental math. 4 times 8 is 32. Count your zeros, 2 zeros, done. 3,200. Alright, and let me show you one on the back. Oh, and I was also going to look at that one too to see number 16. We'll look at that one in a second. Okay, let's look at the partial products. This was the hint for number 17. So hint for number 17. Okay, let's do 13 times 24. Alright, so if you looked at your number 17, they had parentheses all over the place. What they're trying to find is what would you multiply to do this? Well, if I had 13 times 24, all you have to do is think about what would you be multiplying in this? What steps would you do? The traditional way. So we would start off with 4 times 3. So I know 4 times 3 would be there somewhere. Then I would go 4 to this 1, but that 4 to that 1 is a 10. So I would have a 4 times a 10 somewhere. By the way, it doesn't matter where you put these because you're just adding them all together. Okay, second row at a 0, but for this sake, I'm just doing this. This is 20, and that's a regular 3. So I would have 20 times regular 3. Let me squeeze a plus sign in there. And then my last one would be 20 with 10. So 20 times 10. So all you have to do is figure out where those numbers came from. A good strategy for that one too is look for stuff that's dumb. Look for things that you know are not there. Okay, I think that's enough hints. Let me go look at 16 because I wanted to work 16 with you. So here's a freebie for you. Okay, so it is an estimating problem. And first thing I know I need to do is change this 26. Well, 26, that's going to be closer to 30. So we know 30 is one of our numbers. Since there's so many zeros in here, I'm pretty certain that this is going to change to 20. Now normally, if this was a problem I did, I would leave that as 22, but I can just tell by how many zeros they have in these answers that they went ahead and changed that to 20. So it looks like they used 26 to round to 30, and they used 22 to round to 20. And then I already see my answer right here. 3 times 2 is 6. Count your zeros. 0, 0. So no big deal. Yeah, they rounded both of them on that one. I'm glad I did that one just to make sure. Okay, so once again, this is all you have this week. Make sure we get this. Your teachers need this. All right, go through here. You can write these answers on a regular piece of paper, or you can put the answers on this purple sheet. Get it to us. All right, so please make sure that you either text it to us, email it to us, dojo it to us, or Remind 101 it to us. But it's really important. We need pictures. All right, and I'm gonna have on there that it's due on Friday, but as long as I can get it through next Sunday, you're good. All right, guys, we miss you, and good luck on it. I know you're gonna do fine on this. This should be an easy, awesome grade for you. Bye, guys.